Okay, students, today we are going to discuss Unit 2 in Java programming. Under Unit 2, the subheading or the topic which we are going to discuss is arrays and strings. So most of you know what are arrays and what is the speciality of arrays, what are the basic functionalities of arrays, and what are the types of arrays. So let us brief it out and then we go to the topic called as strings, which is more important as part of Java programming. Okay, let us see what are arrays. So this is the basic idea which is given here, that is an array is a group of liked type variables, that is same typed variables, we can also say that, referred by a common name, with individual variables can be accessed by their index. It is clear from this point that an array variable is nothing but a collection of type variables under common name, and they can be accessed by their index. So next one, arrays can be declared, arrays can be created as well as initialized, and they can also be used. So one more point, we can also say that arrays are of different types also, several dimensions, not only single dimension, they may be more than one dimension was possible with arrays. So according to the declaration of an arrays, so to declare an array, first of all, we need an identifier. Identifier is nothing but a variable name. Declaring number of dimensions is a second point, that is how many data items can be possible for this identifier, that will be decided by the dimension. And next, third one, we are supposed to decide what type of a data items can be stored into that identifier, that is the type of the variable. So we can declare array here two styles, that is first of all data type will be there, followed by array variable name, followed by the square brackets, open and close square brackets, followed by semicolon. This is one way of declaring an array variable. Next, the second way of declaring an array variable is, first data type will be possible, next dimensions, that is square bracket is possible, that is open and close brace, followed by the variable name. So this is what declaration. So we can say that arrays can be declared in two ways. So next, array creation. After declaration, so declaring is nothing but what we are trying to do. We are trying to declare. It does not have any values in it. Okay, declaration does not have any values in it initially. After creating may include initialization or deciding the size of the array. Then we can say that the creation of an array is possible. When you decide the size of an array, then we can say that array is created with a particular size. So after declaration, no array actually exists. In order to create an array, we use new operator. So this is one type of creating an array variable. That is, first of all, first line you observe here. The first line type, data type is the array variable name followed by square brackets. That is declaration. At that point, we didn't decide any size of that array variable. It means that how many number of data items are supposed to be get into that variable. So next, in the second line, we are creating a variable name equals to new operator type followed by the size. So this will be creating a memory size for this variable. So this will create a new array to hold the size of elements of type of different data types, which will be referred and will be kept in the variable name. So next, if you want to access the elements of an array, what we have to do? We have to go through the indexes or index numbers which are possible in the array. So array indexing is nothing but when you are supposed to access an array, then array contains index numbers which is previously decided. So that is what we have to use. By using indexes, we are accessing the array variable. So every array will start with 0 and ends with a length minus 1. If the length is 10, let us say that array of size 10, then the starting index number will be array of 0. The ending number will be 10 minus 1, that is 9. So that is what we have, n minus 1. So at runtime, it will make sure that all the indexes are correct range. Otherwise, the array will raise an error. It means that if you are referencing an index number which is not part of the declaration, creation, or indexing, then an error will be raising. It means that you are not supposed to refer an index number which is not there. So that is what at runtime it will be checking all the correct ranges of an array variables. Next, this is what we are going to see, that is initializing an array. We can initialize an array, that is at the time of declaration itself we are supposed to initialize also without the use of new operator. Without the use of new operator, here you can see here int month days equals to, so these are the values that are supplied to this month days array variable, which is of type integer. Here you observe that there is no new operator is used. And also we can create an array with a large enough elements which can be getting into that variable. We can allow so many values into it. Next, arrays are also possible in many varieties. They are called as multi-dimensional arrays. It means that if we have one dimension, then it is called as single dimensional arrays or one dimensional arrays. If we have more than one dimension, then it is called as multi-dimensional arrays. So you can observe from here, it is multi-dimensional arrays are arrays of arrays. Is that there are two square brackets are included, and the first square bracket represents the row, second square bracket represents the column, row and column. And it can be created by using a new. Similarly, initialization, creation is done in this way, initialization is done in this way. That is 1, 2, 3 flower brace, comma, followed by 4, 5, 6. That is 2 by 3 matrix. This is 2 by 3 array. It means that 2 rows, 3 columns are possible here. First row, first column, what is the value here? 1. Then first row, second column value is 2. First row, third column value is 3. Then second row, first column value is 4. Second row, second column value is 5. Second row, third column value is 6. Okay, totally 6 elements are possible in this dimensional of arrays. That is 2-dimensional array. Here we are using 2 dimensions. So this is about basic idea of an arrays, that is how arrays can be created and how arrays can be declared and how arrays can be initialized, either it is single dimensional or multi-dimensional, one dimensional or 2-dimensional. So these are all the things regarding the arrays. I will send you some programs regarding arrays also, then you can practice at home. So next we proceed to the next topic, that is strings. So strings are most important topics or most important topic in Java. Why we are saying it's most important? Because you can observe a default package which can be available to access any program or any type of inputs or outputs, especially inputs which are received by the Java program are in the form of strings. That's why we can say that strings are most and more important for us while we discuss about string handling. So how we are going to handle these strings, let us discuss. In Java, string is basically an object, obviously, that represents sequence of character values, because collection of characters will give us a string. An array of characters works the same as a Java string. We can also say that an character array is also a string. That is what it is mentioned here. For example, char ch equals to Java point. Java point. So these are individual characters which are clubbed into one unit, and they can be called as a string also by this one. That is string s equals to new string of characters. We are passing this character array as a parameter to string object. As we said, string is basically an object here. That's why s equals to new string of ch. Next, you can observe the second way of creating a string, that is string s equals to Java point. It means we can create a string or declare a string in two ways. First example is by using a character array and allotting some memory using new operator, and that will be stored into the string variable called as s. String variable means object, string object. In the second way, that is directly we are assigning a value to the string object. It is called as a string literal. This is called as string literal. Okay, this is called as string literal way of creating a string object. So in how many ways we are going to create a string objects, let us see. And what are the methods which are possible in the string also we can see here. That is Java string, that is string class, which is part of Java, provides methods to perform operations on strings such as compare, concatenation, equals, splitting the string, finding the length of the string, replacing the string, comparing the strings, and intern the strings, substrings. So these are several methods which are available in the string class by default. By default, string is a class which is available in Lang package. It contains some methods like this, that is comparison, concatenation, equals, compare to, substring, length, replace, split. So next, in the next point, it is mentioned as class, string class implements serializable, comparable, and char sequence interfaces. Not interfaces, interfaces. Okay. So what do you mean by this? What are interfaces? Why it is implementing? We will see. Okay, we will see the interfaces in the upcoming classes. For now, you understand that, you make a note of this point, that string class implements three interfaces. First one is serializable, second one is comparable, third one is char sequence. These are the three interfaces which are implemented in string class. That is, string class is implementing these three interfaces. Why it is implementing? Let us see. Okay, let us see in the upcoming classes. So this is what I said, that is serializable, comparable, char sequence. All these interfaces are implemented by string class. Next, let us see char sequence interface is used to represent sequence of character. Now, what is the purpose of this char sequence interface? So interface means, I will explain it within short. That is, interface is nothing but a class which does not have any type of method definitions inside it. Let us say that we have one class in which there are 10 methods are available. If it is a interface, then their definitions are not inside the class. It means that there are no definitions. Definitions means nothing but let us say that method is there. Inside the add method, we are calculating, that is c equals to a plus b. Such kind of logic is not possible inside the methods when we are creating a class as interface. So they will contain only the prototype of the methods. They does not have definitions of the methods. Then we can say that it is an interface. Now coming to the char sequence interface, it is used to represent the sequence of characters. So it is the speciality of this interface is to represent the sequence of characters. Next, you observe the three classes here: string, string buffer, string builder classes implements char sequence interface. Okay, string, string buffer, string builder are the three classes which are implementing char sequence interface. So implementing char sequence interface is nothing but it is trying to access characters. These three classes are trying to access sequence of characters with the help of the interface. Okay. Now you can observe in the next point, it is mentioned as we can create strings in Java by using these three classes. So strings can be created by using string, string buffer, string builder classes. So these three classes are used for creating string objects. So this is what we said just now. Char sequence is an interface which is implemented, that is, which is implemented by string, string buffer, and string builder. Now, let us come to the direct point, that is, what is string in Java? As we say, in the previous discussion, we said sequence of characters, which is the specialty of char sequence interface, that is implemented by string. So the definition comes like this, that is, string is a sequence of characters. But in Java, string is an object that represents a sequence of characters. It means that if you create, let us say that a variable of type integer, then we can say that it is a variable of type integer. But here, if you are creating a variable to a string, then we can say that it is not a variable, but it is an object of that way class, string class. So java.lang.string class is used to create string objects. Now, how many ways we are supposed to create string objects? There are two ways to create string objects. First one is string literal, and the second one is new keyword. I will ask these questions in the coming internals also. That is, in how many ways we are going to create a string. We can create string by using string literals or by using new keyword. So what is the string literal and what is new keyword? So string literal is nothing but creating a string object by using a normal way of creating, that is under double quotes. You can observe from this example, that is string s equals to welcome. So string s equals to welcome. That is the normal way of creating a string object here. This first way of creating this is called as string literal. Now what happens with this? So when you create an object, string object, by using string literal, then JVM checks the string constant pool. So where we create objects, I want answers from you. Kindly write in the chat box where the objects will be created. Where does the objects will be created? In which memories? In which memory does the object will be created, get created? Write in the chat box. If you are listening to me, please write in the chat box. In which memory does the objects will get created? Is there any problem, audio problem? I think no one responding. Okay, let me say the answer. That is, the objects will be created in a memory called as heap memory. So if you create an object for a string by using a literal, then first JVM will check a string constant pool. Now what is this string constant pool? String constant pool is a separate memory where string objects will be stored. Okay, string objects references and string objects will be stored here. Let us say that if you are creating a object with a value called as welcome s, in this example we are creating a string object with welcome as a value to it. Okay, so if the string already exists in the pool, let us say that welcome is already available in the string constant pool, then a reference will be created to it. It means welcome is already available in the string constant pool, then a reference will be created to the welcome, then s will be allotted with that reference. It means that an object will be created which contains a welcome value. The address of that welcome will be assigned to the s. So if the string does not exist in the pool, let us say that welcome is not available, welcome kind of an object is not available in the string constant pool, then what happens? A new string will be created. It means that a welcome will be newly created with the literal strategy. While we are using literal, first of all, JVM will check that whether this welcome kind of an object is already available in the string constant pool or not. If it is available, a new reference will be created and a name will be allotted to it, that is S here in this example. If it is not available in the string constant pool, then it will be created newly and a name will be assigned to it, that is S will be assigned to it. This is the difference. This is what about speciality of string literal. So in the next example, you try to observe here, that is string s1 equals to welcome, string s2 equals to welcome. So what happens here? Because both strings contains the same value. So what happens? Let us remove the first example, that is s equals to welcome. S object is not there right now. In the memory, we are creating now newly we are creating s1 equals to welcome, s2 equals to welcome. So for s1, what happens? A new memory will be created, new object will be created, and it contains a welcome value and assigned a name called as s1. Coming to the second object, that is string s2 object, what happens here is, because already welcome is available there, a new, the address, the reference will be created to the welcome and assigned a name called as s2. So same welcome will be assigned to s1 and s2. You can observe from here. From this picture, you can observe here, this is the heap memory. Okay, this is the big circle is called as heap memory. We are assuming that this big circle is heap memory. In this heap memory, there is some part of the memory called as a string constant pool, where welcome an object will be created. Welcome object will be created and they will be assigned. These will be referred by two variables. That is, first initially s1 is referred welcome. Before s2, s1 is creating this welcome, and after that s2 also contains the same value. It means that it will not create newly. What happens with this? Already string constant pool contains welcome, so a new reference will be created and assigned a name called as S2. That is the speciality of string literal way of creating and string objects. I think everyone understood this one. If you have any doubts, please raise the question so that I can proceed further. Tell me, anyone? I think somebody unmuted themselves. Or else write in the chat box. If you want the repetition of this string literal way of creating an object, string object, I will repeat it. Otherwise, I can go further. From this diagram, you can clearly say that string constant pool, JVM will check this string constant pool for the first time of creating an object, that is S1 equals to welcome. So if there is no welcome inside it, so what happens? A new object will be created inside string constant pool. So second time S2 object is also creating the same value with the same value. Second object is created with the same value. That is what happens here is already welcome is available. Why we have to waste the memory? So what happens here is reference will be added to it. As well gets the address of the welcome again. So when you are coming or when you are discussing about string comparison, we will be discussing more about these things. What happens if we compare two strings? Okay, whether S1 equals to S2 is true or false. Let us see in the string comparison. So until now, up to this topic, I think everyone understood this one. Please say yes or no in the chat box. If you say yes, I will go forward. Okay, roll number is sir. Okay, right. Now, the second way of creating an object is by using new keyword. Try to understand here. By using new keyword, so what happens here is object S object will be created from this statement. S string S equals to new string of welcome. Now what happens? So what happens here is a new object will be created with the name S. Whenever you are using new, JVM will not check the constant pool. String constant pool, it will not check. JVM will not check string constant pool when you are using a new operator to create a string object. Okay, this is what the difference between the first to the second. If you are using string literal, compulsory JVM will check the string constant pool. In the second way of creating a string object, JVM will not check the string constant pool for this kind of an object. So what happens here? Multiple copies of objects will be created here. If let us say that S1 contains welcome, okay, S1 is created using literal, string literal. S2 will be created using new operator. Then what happens? Multiple copies of objects will be with the same name. That is, objects names will be different, but the references may be different. There will not be same references. So what happens in such case? That is, JVM will create a new string object in the normal heap memory, and the literal welcome will be placed in the string constant pool. The variable S will refer to the object in the heap. It is not concentrating on the string constant pool when we are using new operator. Okay, I think everyone got the idea about difference between creating an object using string literal and by new keyword. Okay, let me continue this. So this is an example. In this example, we have string object creation using string literals as well as what? New operator also. So first one, S1 equals to Java, is string literal way of creating, and the second way of creating a string object using character array And the third way of creating is by string array, string keyword. That is, sorry, new keyword, new operator or new keyword. By using new, we are creating an object. So there are three ways of creating here. First one, directly using string literals. Second one, by using character array. Third one, by using new operator or new keyword. So Java strings example. The output is Java strings example. Okay. Next, this is about the program. So these are the some of the methods, not all the methods. These are the some of the methods which are mostly used in the programmings. That is char, caret, int length, substring equals, is empty, concat, to lowercase. These are the basic methods which have been used in handling the strings, and they are part of the string class. Okay, it is a string class. So string class method. These are the default methods which are available in the string class. Next. What is this topic? This is immutable string in Java. Now, what is this? I think we will discuss this topic in the coming next class, because it is less than 1 minute. It will not cover up to this point. So what we are up to point this now. So today we discussed that is arrays, how we are declaring, how we are creating, how we are accessing, and how we are initializing them, and how many types of arrays are possible. Next, we started string handling with the basic idea that what is a string and how string class is used, and what are the interfaces which are implemented by string class, and what are the methods which are possible in the string classes. So this is what we have. What is a interface which is implemented by the string buffer classes along with string class? What are the other classes which implements char sequence interface, that is string buffer and string builder classes? So according to the discussion in the previous slides, that is string is a sequence